Hello friends, Adam here with FED. So today I want to talk about Fire Emblem Binary, which is a ROM hack of Fire Emblem 4 Genealogy: The Holy War. So this will contain some spoilers, and by some spoilers I mean basically some pretty major gameplay spoilers for both Fire Emblem 4 Genealogy: The Holy War and Fire Emblem Binary, because I am going to be showing off the second to last chapter, or at least some aspects of it. And really I'm doing this just to say, guys, if you love FE4, you need to play this game. If you enjoy FE4, you need to play this game. This is the only way I will play FE4 at this point. It is so fun. It is so much more fun than any other way. So all the text is in Japanese aside from menus. So those first few menus, yeah, those are in Japanese. But like right here, this is in English here. So I'm just going to use the speed up function here on my SNES. But yeah, as you can see, everything's in English. It uses old translation stuff too for names. So we have like Lakchi and Skasaha instead of Ulster and Larcy, and Seti instead of Sed, all that good stuff. And then if you're familiar with FE4 right off the bat, you're going to think that my unit screen is honestly kind of crazy. Like, who the heck are all these people? Why are there so many free knights? Why are there so many mage knights? Yeah, it's pretty different. It's pretty different. So I want to go over some of the changes that they made as far as units go, and this is really the kicker and why you want to play the game. First, I'm going to show off promotion. So here we have Altena. She is ready to promote. So I'm going to create a quick save state. So just normal promotion, everything. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. This is what Altena does in the base game. She transforms into, or promotes into, a Dragon Master, which is it's a great class, right? Look at those stats. She's pretty amazing, not gonna lie. All right, so let's load the save state, and now I'm gonna press X instead of pressing A on this menu here. It says some different stuff in Japanese, but I don't read Japanese. But now we're gonna do this. We're gonna say yes to this one. We'll speed it up just a little bit, and we have Falcon Knight Altena instead of Dragon Master Altena. So honestly, very different classes as far as, like, look at the speed there, 30 speed. I think so the cap is just way higher in Falcon Knight, which makes her like super speed demon, which is really fun to mess around with. She doesn't get Pursuit, which I believe you get with Dragon Master, but she also gets a C in Staves, which is, if you're doing a ranked run, that might be the way to go to level her up that way. But it makes it's just a lot of unit variety, right? So you have units like Ulster, who originally could only be a forest or a hero, or what, depending on the game you're playing or the translation you're playing. Can now be a forest knight or a, what do they call them? Is a free knight, forest knight, or I don't know what they call them in the new translation anymore. I've been playing this too much. Oh, and here's another thing. Yeah, Ulster has the Balmung, which is just ridiculous. He has Major Holy Blood because I had Ira marry Holin to get Major Holy Blood kids, and then the holy weapons are freely transferable through the pawn shop, where in the original FE4 you could do that with some glitch, like with a glitch essentially, but here you can just straight up transfer around. So we have Skasaha, or Ulster, with the Balmung here, and his stats are just insane. This is a capped Ulster here. That defense is stupid. He has a speed ring just because I thought it'd be funny to have the, like, super overkill speed. His avoid is 108, his attack speed is 48. Just insane unit here. Insane unit. So you're able to build fun things like this, right? And there's also just like a ton of new weapons. So we have like the Lady Sword, which is like makes a return from FE3, and they brought it into Binary here, and it's effective against bandits, but it also gives the prayer skill. So it's really great for making it through the arena and taking care of some really strong enemies. That there's some strong bandits in this game, man. The enemies are pretty strong in Binary, but it's because they give you a lot of extra tools. And I think at this point now, I just want to show you some of my units. Just be like, yes, this game is sick. You should play it. You should play it. So I already showed off Ulster, who is just insane. But my favorite thing about him is he has this manual here, which is a custom item for this ROM hack. that gives the skill Soul. So originally only Do and then any children Do had could have the skill Soul, and only people who were using a sword on foot could use it as well. Same goes for Astra and Luna. That's been patched out, so every character with any weapon can use the sword skills. So he has Soul, he also has Astra and Luna. And crazy enough, he can in this game you can activate all three at the same time. So, and with that insane skill stat, Ulster activates all three pretty regularly. He's pretty insane. It's pretty insane. So yeah, this is a crazy good Ulster. And you can also see he has a B rank and axes. So actually, Ulster's base class of is actually called, I think it's called Fighter or Sword Fighter, or I can't remember exactly what it's called in this game. But it has an axe rank. And that actually goes into my next point, which I want to show off Delmod. Who's actually really interesting here. I made him the son of Lex. He has the Near blood and the Hazul blood from his mother. But he also, so yeah, you can see it, elite, you know, all that good stuff. But he also has an A rank in axes there because, again, he's a Forest Knight. And with Lex, that gives him Minor Near, which ups his rank 1 to A. And that also allows him to use some like crazy weapons, like another custom weapon, the Master Axe, which is from 3C776, 1/2 range brave weapon. And he had this weapon from turn 3 or whenever he joins in Generation 2. Just made him absolutely insane throughout it's made him insane throughout the entire game. Also gave him the Luna manual just for the heck of it, because I think it's funny. It also helps his like slightly shaky hit rates at times. It makes it so because when Luna activates, it's an automatic hit. So, oh yeah, and also Devil Axe, haha. You get a Devil Axe in place of the Hero Axe, which is pretty funny. But yeah, the Master Axe is insane, and allowed me to pass that down. And look at those stats. Oh, such a good unit. Another great one, you can't go wrong with Horse Seti, I should say. Great stuff. We got Crit Guard on him. Pursuit, Magic Ring, of course, and then Blizzard. Here's a really fun thing: you can actually get the three Anima Magic long range tomes in this game. So we got Blizzard on Arthur. I believe we have Bolting. It's broken right now, but it's Bolting on Tinny. And then if I did, I should. I haven't done it yet, but it's going to be Meteor on Seti here, which is just absolutely insane that you actually get those in this game. And Blizzard actually can cause the enemy to fall asleep if it hits like in FE5. So it doesn't happen every time. I'm not really sure what the calculation is for it. I haven't seen it explained anywhere. But if you hit the enemy, there's a random chance that they'll just be put to sleep. And I've actually been able to use that in some pretty sick strats, and also things that have just made it so I wouldn't lose. Like recruiting Hannibal, I was really struggling to keep him asleep long enough. And by really struggling, I mean he just woke up like one turn too soon. Or one turn sooner than I wanted him to. So I used Blizzard to put him back to sleep. It was actually pretty funny. But then I realized he wouldn't attack me because he just wanted to go get reinforcements. But whatever. That doesn't matter. It's still just insane. Other fun units. Oh, Lana. Lana had a branching promotion. Instead of just going to a High Priest or whatever, that's not even an option for her in this game. Here she can either be a Shaman, which is like Julia and Deirdre's base class, or a Valkyrie, so she can get mounted. Mounted unit, and gain Anima Magic, and Light Magic, and then A stays. So she is pretty good. And she has a B in Fire there, just because she is Azel's daughter. But yeah, she's pretty insane. Look at that magic stat. So she can put enemies to sleep and silence tons of enemies that are like scary. So she's been super clutch. And just like, that's just a really fun thing you can do. And on top of all that, they've taken units who don't have promotions and they gave them to them in a lot of cases. So like Hannibal, he can promote. Let's see what he promotes into. Taking a unit who is otherwise like, yes, he has the stats to be like usable, I guess. But it gives him a decent enough buff to make him like you actually want to use him. So he gets the class Iron Knight. And Iron Knight, while the stats aren't that different, it's only slightly better than General. He gets a bunch of extra move. He has 8 move now instead of like 5 or 6 or whatever it was as General. Which is stupid. Also here, Master Axe. Just stupid. 1/2 range, 15 might. just brave weapon. It's insane. So yeah, that's one way to make Hannibal like not such garbage, right? But it's just all sorts of stuff like that. Little things here and there that make the game way more interesting. Another case, Oifi. He actually starts off as a cavalier with like really high stats for a cavalier, and then he's able to promote and makes him a little more interesting to use. Stuff like that. So yeah, this game is sick. If you haven't played FE4, you should probably play FE4 Vanilla first. But if you want to experience an amazing game, and it's like, I feel like this is almost what Fire Emblem 4 should have been. Like, this is so intense, and the enemies are all so powerful too. So it's like, it's not like you just are able to just stomp through the game, especially the final chapter of Binary is pretty brutal. You have to make sure you use all these crazy things that the game throws at you to make really make a deep run into the game. So another thing I just want to point out is just they added like semi-legendary weapons. They call it it's like semi-holy weapons, so it's like a step down, but they have like special requirements to be used. So like we got the Bloggy sword here, which requires you have to have holy blood of any kind to be able to use it. I think there's also like other requirements, like it's something like if you have to have like capped strength or something like that, or your strength plus your speed needs to equal like 40 or something to be able to use the Bloggy sword. But so like anyone can technically use it, I think. But if you have holy blood, you can just use it. And it's effective against armor knights, and it's also effective against dark magic people, which is really fun to use. Another one here is the Dragon Lance. So it's like Dean's Lance. It's a brave lance, which is really high might and really high hit as well for a brave lance. So yeah, just really fun weapons like that. And there's other ones throughout the game that you get that I won't show off, I guess. But and there's also just like a bunch of unique items too. There's so much just fun things in this game to go over that I just don't necessarily have the time to right now. Just for the heck of it, I also want to show off an animation thing. So they changed, they like made some tweaks to some of the animations. Oh yeah, killer sword, by the way, which is like a lot like the killer bow, except, you know, a sword. They actually put that in the game. But they actually changed a lot of the animations. Like, if you'll notice, Larcy actually has a different palette than she does in the original. I think it's a little more fitting. Oh, and on top of other like gameplay mechanic changes, every unit has the ability to critical attack now. Having the critical skill just makes it easier to do. So you don't need a skill or a special weapon to crit. Instead, you just can do it naturally. And some weapons and items and skills make it easier to. So the critical skill just the critical formula is skill divided by 2. That's like your crit. But in this game, in this game it's skill divided by 2. But with the critical skill is what I should say. It's just skill is your crit rate. So critical on a unit like Noish, it actually makes him. You would think it would like, oh, everyone can crit. That's one thing Noish doesn't have now, but it still makes him pretty interesting and a fun unit to use overall. Oh, man. And these beautiful animations. So this enemy here is another unique class to this game. It's called Iron Knight, which Azel, Arthur, and Corporal, I believe, have access to. It's essentially just. It's an armor knight that can use magic, so really high defense, but also good magic attack. Their downfall is that they only have like 5 move, which is stupid. So it's like not even worth using, especially in like Arthur's case. Like, why would you ever use that instead of using, you know, Mage Knight or something? But it's still an interesting decision to make. So yeah, just overall, this makes the game way more interesting. It makes pairings way more interesting. Lex is a much more sought-after father now than he ever has been. He already was pretty sought-after, but now that he can pass down axes, like powerful axes like the Master Axe, like I did one run, I did Ulster as the son of Lex and passed down the Master Axe. So from turn 1, Gen 2, you have the Master Axe, and he just was able to solo everything, and his defense was so high. He was so good. This Ulster's better for sure. He didn't start off quite as insane as he did in that run, but in this run he's still just like absolutely busted. And you can see here Luna plus Astra is just insane too, and that's even Astra doing like only like 75% damage. Oh no, my sword broke. Alright, we'll show off this last gauntlet here against the Queen. Let's just do the hero sword and see what happens. I think we're gonna lose this one actually, but we'll see. Yeah, we get outsped because the hero sword's actually pretty heavy in this game. But we just need some Astras and some Lunas and some crits. Luna plus crit is just like game over. Like every time. Oh, Luna crits are insane. Oh, this game is so fun, guys. This is the way to play FE4. If you haven't played FE4, play original first so you can get the story and everything. But if you don't care about the story or you already know the story, this is an incredibly fun way to play through it. Oh, and here we have level 20 Larcy, so I guess I'll be promoting her. Fun stuff. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more Fire Emblem discussions like this one and just Fire Emblem in general. And make sure to stay tuned to tonight's stream. We were going to be starting Crimson Flower and a Crimson Flower Iron Man of Maddening. I'm nervous for it, but it's going to be fun nonetheless. So please subscribe so you don't miss that. And I'll see you then, friends.